So I had the privilege of attending EGX this weekend. If you've never heard of EGX, it's a UK consumer gaming convention, similar to PAX or Gamescom. This is the fourth year that I've attended. I've been twice when it was in London and twice in its new home of Birmingham, which is much closer to where I live. It has new and upcoming games that you can play. It's got developer conferences. It's got cosplay and merch stalls. It's a really good time. I love it every time I go. So, yeah, I attended 2017 this weekend. I thought I'd talk about and show you a few of the really great games that I saw. I hope you enjoy. All right, let's get on with it. So first up is Racing Apex. This is a game I'd never heard of before I saw it at EGX, and that's one of the things I love about going to EGX. You see all these games that you've never ever heard of. Sometimes they're tiny, sometimes they're big AAA games. So this is an arcade racing game from Lucky Mountain Games based in London. It's published by Curve Digital, who've published just tons and tons of amazing indie games, like Thomas Was Alone, The Swapper, they did Dear Esther, they did The Flame in the Flood. The thing that caught my eye about Racing Apex is its look. It's got this intentionally 32-bit style graphics. It kind of looks like the original Ridge Racer or Virtua Racing, or maybe like Daytona USA. I feel like I've got a bit blasé about 8-bit pixel art these days, but what I'm really into now is games trying to look like Sega Saturn or PlayStation era games. I just think that art style is amazing, and the kind of flat or no textures, just super colourful, low polygon models. I think it's really effective, and it's hugely nostalgic for me to see games like this. So anyway, we jumped into a demo. They were showing off the multiplayer here. They had 4 units all joined together to play a 4-player multiplayer race. Now the trailers that are knocking around for this show weapons, and they show the cars shooting each other and blowing each other up. We just played a race, so it was just 4 cars racing around a track, 3 laps. It would tell you who had the fastest lap at the end, and it was really, really fun. The physics of the game were totally crazy. Your car would flip really, really easily. When you were speeding around a corner, if you're going too fast, your car would start to wobble, and if you hit anything, it would just flip over, and it was hilarious. Everyone was having a great time. So this is coming out in 2018, I think they've said. It was on Steam Greenlight. Greenlight's, I don't know what's happening with that. I think it's been shut down. But I can't wait for this to come now. I think it's coming to consoles and PC. We played a PC version, but I can't wait. Keep your eye on Racing Apex, coming in 2018. That was the first game that I loved at EGX. Right, on to the next one. Next up's a big one for me. This is Monster Hunter World. It's one of the big reasons I wanted to go to EGX this year. It's one of the big games that I really wanted to play. We queued for a little while, actually. The demo was long. It was 20-minute timed, I think. And there weren't that many stations. It was being shown off at the PS4 booth, and it was awesome. It was everything I wanted it to be. If you don't know, Monster Hunter World is the newest Monster Hunter game. It's coming out next year on PS4, Xbox One, and I think PC. It's like a generational leap from the previous Monster Hunter games. If you've played Monster Hunter games, if you've read about them, you know that all the most recent games were 3DS games. Before that, there were PSP. They've been this portable multiplayer thing, and because of the platforms they're on, they look quite simple. The graphics are, they're limited by the 3DS. The new one obviously came out on the Switch in Japan, but it's essentially just an HD 3DS game. This looks like a current generation game. It's a massive leap. The visuals are just incredible. I know the visuals are quite boring to talk about, but that's the big thing about this. It looks incredible. There's a few other things that they've changed up. The environments are now completely connected with no loading times. So in previous Monster Hunter games, each world would be split into maybe 6 or 7 areas, and each of them you would get to the next area and it would load in. And you're hunting for the monster, and as you're switching between areas, you've got to wait for it to load in. This is all fully connected, so you can see into the next area from where you are. You can move between them. It's just one big hub. On the map, it's split off so that you can still call out where you think the monster is or where you are, but it's actually just one connected area, which is awesome. There's a few quality of life improvements that I noticed while playing it, like being able to move while using a potion, which seems such a tiny thing, but in a game like Monster Hunter where you're constantly using your items, you're constantly chugging potions while the monster's attacking you, being able to move, although it was quite slow, that was still a cool thing, which helped while I was trying to play the demo. So while I was hunting the monster in this demo, I started flicking through my items, and all of a sudden came across the ghillie suit, which is completely new. And the description said, I think if you wear the ghillie suit, the monster won't be able to see you, which, well, that's obviously what a ghillie suit does. So I chucked it on mid-fight. I mean, this monster is attacking me. I whip on the ghillie suit. All of a sudden, he stops, doesn't know where I am, starts sniffing around. I'm just there kind of crouching and moving around slowly. He's got no idea where I am. I had the biggest smile on my face. This was so funny. As soon as you get hit, the ghillie suit kind of gets knocked off, I think. What a cool item. In a game like Monster Hunter, where the name of the game is hunting monsters, to have this little stealth suit, totally awesome. Absolutely loved it. So the game still feels very much like Monster Hunter. I think there was a concern that this was going to be quite westernised and made easy for Western players. Well, not just for Western players, but for people who aren't experienced with Monster Hunter. But this totally felt like Monster Hunter. It had everything that you'd want. It had all the weapons. I used the greatsword and the dual blades, which, another really cool thing, you can change your gear mid-hunt, which is massive. You just go back to the tent at the start and you can change through your gear. I'm hoping that's not just the demo. I'm hoping that is the full game. So the demo was very easy. There was 2 hunts on it. There was an easy one and an expert one, and I chose the expert one, but it was still quite easy. Obviously, this is a gaming convention demo. It remains to be seen how challenging the final game is. I hope it's kind of the same level as a traditional Monster Hunter game. But yeah, 10 out of 10. I had a great time playing it. Okay, on to the next game. So the next game I want to talk about is a new game called Huntdown, which we played at the Nintendo Switch Nindies booth. Nintendo had this huge area with loads of indie games set up. Huntdown was one of the games that I really wanted to play going into the convention. I just started seeing videos for it and little gameplay things, kind of the week of EGX. So I kind of was like, I need to keep an eye out for this. And yeah, it was at the Switch booth. I think it's coming out on other consoles, and I think it's coming out on PC. But yeah, it was great to see it at the Switch booth. It was great to see a load of indie games on the Nintendo booth, because often they only have a few games. You know, I've been before in the past and it's like, we've got Mario Maker and that's about it. But they had a massive spread of games this year, which is awesome. So Huntdown it's very Contra. It's 2-player, well, you can play it single player, but we played it 2-player. Like a run and gun shooter with this totally brilliant cyberpunk pixel art look. I know that's been done millions of times, but it looks super cool. The animation on it is incredible. It's got these interesting gangs that you fight in, and we could choose between 2 different stages, and there were different gangs in each stage. And the enemies were designed so incredibly well, with awesome animations. Some of them were like wearing all hockey kits, and they were chucking grenades at you, and some of them had rocket launchers. And so when you kill the enemies, similar to Contra, you can pick up their weapons, and you can have shotguns, you can have machine guns. And then it's got this awesome revive mechanic. So if your teammate goes down, if you can get to them within a certain time limit, 20 seconds or 30 seconds or something, and hammer the B button, you can revive them, which the game's hard. So I'm going to keep going back to Contra, but similar to a game like Contra, the game was super hard, but being able to revive your dead friend made it, added this little extra level of strategy. So when they die, you know, they're like, come on, revive me, come on, revive me, come on, revive me. And you've obviously got to dodge your enemy's bullets and get over to them. But it was really fun. It added in this great co-op camaraderie, which I loved. So yeah, I'm desperate to play more of it. We've just played one stage. I'm 100% in after this demo. So keep your eyes out for Huntdown. And yeah, I recommend checking it out when you can. And I'm desperate for this to come out now. I can't wait. Okay, on to my final game impressions. And this was a really good one. So finally, Sea of Thieves. This is a massive one for me. This was the number one game that I wanted to play going in, and we were actually the last 2 people in the whole convention to play it. They closed off the demo after we joined the line, which I was a bit confused at because it was only about 4 o'clock and the convention ran till 6, but then I realised this queue was going to take 2 hours because the demo itself was 30 minutes. It was 12 people. Yeah, you had 30 minutes to just do what you want, basically. I'm so glad they gave you that long. Although it made the queue last 2 hours, you had time to do a quest, and then if it went wrong, which inevitably did, it definitely did for us, you could just go off and do whatever else you wanted. You know, we all had headsets on, so we were all talking, our little team of 4, and we all were like, yeah, what should we do now? What should we do now? We've lost our ship. And we just went off and went to an island and did whatever we wanted. And we had time to do that. Sometimes at these demos you feel very rushed. So I'm really pleased that they gave you that amount of time. So what is Sea of Thieves? It's an online, connected pirate adventure game from Rare, who, I mean, you know, I don't have to explain who Rare are. This was awesome. This was so good. So good. So it's a first-person game. You are a gang of pirates. You've got your pirate ship. You all have to have a different job on the pirate ship. Like, somebody has to raise the anchor, somebody has to steer the pirate ship, but the person who's steering it can't see where they're going because the sails cover their view. So somebody else has to go down into the map room, look at the map, find the island that you're going to, and start shouting out compass directions so that the person steering the boat can kind of point it in the right direction. Just driving a boat was so fun, doing it with these people. I mean, I was playing it with one friend and two strangers, but even they were strangers we'd never met. We were having the best time. We were just shouting out jobs and orders and being pirates, basically. Shouting "Arr!" and, I don't know, other pirate-y things. But it was so fun, and it looks amazing. The water technology that they've got in this game, the water looks so cool. Just being on the sea had this awesome feeling, and one of your items in your inventory is a hurdy-gurdy, so people just start playing music and it just starts playing a pirate sea shanty, and it just feels so fun. So anyway, we started and we had 2 treasure maps to islands that we didn't know where they were or what they were, and then we had this riddle that was like a quest riddle, and it gave us the riddle gave us the name of an island. I think it was Lone Cove. So we were like, right, we need to set off to there. So somebody found where it was on the map, and I was steering, and we pulled off. And then as we got towards the island, one of the other people on our team shouted out, "There's another pirate ship already there." So it turned out one of the other teams that were playing the demo had already made it to the island before us. So we were a bit concerned about that. So we we parked at the island, all jumped off, and instantly these other pirates were upon us, and we're shooting each other and we're fighting, blah blah blah. I just got killed straight away. My pirate's dead. So it fades to black. All of a sudden I respawn. I'm a ghost on a ghost ship. Awesome. Totally brilliant. So the ghost ship is kind of your little respawn area where you have to wait, and then all of a sudden this portal appears. You go through the portal, you respawn on your pirate ship. Just an amazing little touch. Like, it's got to have ghost ships in it, and yeah, what better way to use them than to be your little respawn area. So anyway, we get back on the island. The other pirates are leaving us alone at this point, so we start to solve the riddle, and the riddles are really cool. They're like little rhyming things, and you've got to find this certain rock and then turn west and go nine paces. And when you pull your compass out, if you start walking, your controller vibrates with each pace. So you can literally count, I'm going 9 paces, and then you start to dig, and lo and behold, we found a pirate chest, a treasure chest. Just cool, just these amazing little touches. So we all dig up the treasure chest. At this point, the other pirates are upon us again, trying to steal our chest. We sprint back to our pirate ship, jump on, chuck the treasure chest into one of the rooms on the pirate ship, start firing our cannons at the other pirates, because their ship's firing cannons at us. And then as I go downstairs to get cannonballs to refill our cannons, I notice that we're taking on water and our ship's sinking, which panic. I'm shouting to everybody, our ship's sinking. So we fight off the other pirates, and then we start trying to find wood to hammer in to fix our ship. No one can find any holes. You know, normally you would expect to see holes where the enemy's cannons had taken out the ship and where the water was coming on board. So we can't find them, so we're all running around the ship trying to find these holes while fighting off the other pirate team. And then, I mean, it's too late by this point. Our ship is completely submerged, starts sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and the guy running the demo, the guy from Rare, walks over to us and explains that the treasure chest that we found, we didn't know this, but it was a cursed treasure chest called the Weeping Chest, which when you put it on your ship, it starts to fill your ship with water. So I'm guessing there's other cursed chests, and when you know what to look for, you'll know that they are cursed, and you just need to get that chest off of your ship straight away. But it was such a cool moment. Although we lost our ship and it all just went disastrously wrong, we had the best time, and that is the best thing about kind of these online connected games where you're all helping each other out, and it doesn't matter if you lose or if you do badly, because it's just a ridiculous adventure. So yeah, I mean, I'm so you can tell I'm really excited about Sea of Thieves. We had the best time, and the 30 minutes just flew by. I can't wait to play it again. It's coming out next year apparently, but who knows, it'll probably be delayed 500 times. But keep an eye out for it. It's coming out on Windows 10 and Xbox. So yeah, I had a great time at EGX. I really recommend it in the future if you're in the UK. It's such a good time. There's always tons of games to play. This year was absolutely brilliant. It was better than last year for me. Tons of great things to play. Tons of things I didn't get to play. Loads of games like I really wanted to play Cuphead, but that's out in a week, so I can hold off. I really wanted to play a load of the PSVR stuff. They had Skyrim VR, but the queues for it were insane. You had to get a ticket and come back later, and I was only there for like 7 hours, so I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, go to EGX if you get a chance. It's really fun. And yeah, I always have a great time. So maybe I'll see you there next year. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye, bye, bye.